Democracy is facing a global crisis. Around the world, democratic norms and institutions are under threat. From established democracies to emerging ones, we are witnessing a disturbing trend of democratic decline. This decline is not always abrupt or violent. Instead, it often takes the form of a slow erosion of democratic principles and practices, a phenomenon known as democratic backsliding. In this video, we will delve into the concept of democratic backsliding, examine the global trends and specific examples of this phenomenon, and analyze the factors contributing to it. Furthermore, we will discuss the erosion of fundamental democratic values and explore why some individuals are turning away from democracy. Finally, we will outline strategies for reversing this alarming trend and renewing democracy for a brighter future. Democratic backsliding refers to the gradual erosion of democratic institutions, norms, and practices within a country. It is a subtle and insidious process that often occurs incrementally, making it difficult to recognize and counter in its early stages. Unlike outright coups or revolutions, backsliding typically unfolds through legal means, often by elected leaders who exploit their positions to weaken democratic safeguards. This erosion can manifest in various ways, including the weakening of legislatures, the undermining of judicial independence, the suppression of civil liberties, and the curtailing of press freedom. As democratic institutions are weakened, the balance of power shifts, paving the way for authoritarianism and the concentration of power in the hands of a select few. Understanding the dynamics of democratic backsliding is essential for identifying and addressing the threats it poses to democratic societies worldwide. The decline of democracy is a global phenomenon, affecting countries across different regions and income levels. According to the V-Dem Institute, democracy levels have regressed to those of the mid-1980s, with an increasing number of countries experiencing democratic backsliding. This trend is particularly concerning given the progress made in advancing democracy in recent decades. Examples of democratic erosion can be observed worldwide. In the United States, concerns have been raised about voter suppression efforts, the spread of misinformation, and the politicization of election administration. In Europe, countries like Hungary and Poland have witnessed the erosion of judicial independence and press freedom. In Latin America, Venezuela's slide into authoritarianism serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy. These examples highlight the global nature of this crisis and the need for collective action to address it. Democratic backsliding not only undermines institutions but also erodes the fundamental values upon which democracy is built. These values, including justice, participation, freedom, and accountability, are essential for a healthy and functioning democracy. When these values are compromised, the very foundation of a democratic society is weakened. Justice, the principle of fairness and equal treatment under the law, is essential for ensuring that all citizens have a voice and that their rights are protected. Participation, the ability of citizens to engage in the political process, is crucial for holding leaders accountable and shaping the direction of their country. Freedom, including freedom of speech, assembly, and the press, allows for the open exchange of ideas and the holding of power to account. Accountability ensures that those in power are answerable for their actions and decisions. The erosion of these values undermines the legitimacy and effectiveness of democratic governance. Section 5. Root causes of democratic decline. The decline of democracy is a complex phenomenon with multiple contributing factors. Economic inequality, the growing gap between the rich and the poor, is often cited as a key driver. As economic disparities widen, social tensions rise, and trust in democratic institutions erodes. This can create an environment ripe for the rise of populist leaders who exploit these divisions for their own gain. The concentration of power in the hands of a few, often enabled by weakened checks and balances, is another contributing factor. When power is concentrated, it becomes easier for those in positions of authority to abuse their power and undermine democratic norms. This can manifest in the form of corruption, cronyism, and the erosion of the rule of law. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a profound impact on societies worldwide, and democratic systems have not been immune to its effects. While necessary to contain the spread of the virus, some governments have used the pandemic as a pretext to consolidate power and restrict civil liberties. Lockdowns, states of emergency, and restrictions on gatherings have, in some cases, been used to silence dissent and limit political opposition. The pandemic has also exacerbated existing inequalities, further fueling social unrest and undermining trust in democratic institutions. Despite the challenges facing democracy, there is hope. By taking decisive action, we can reverse the tide of democratic decline and renew our commitment to democratic values. Strengthening democratic institutions is paramount. This includes protecting the independence of the judiciary, ensuring free and fair elections, and promoting transparency and accountability in government. Addressing economic inequality is crucial for creating a more just and equitable society. This can be achieved through progressive taxation, investment in education and healthcare, and policies that promote economic opportunity for all. Renewing democracy is not just the responsibility of governments and institutions. It requires the active participation and engagement of citizens. Citizens have a crucial role to play in holding leaders accountable, advocating for democratic reforms, and defending democratic values. Leaders, across all sectors of society, have a responsibility to uphold democratic principles, promote inclusivity, and govern with integrity. By prioritizing the common good and working collaboratively, we can create a more just and democratic world. Democracy is facing unprecedented challenges, but it is not a lost cause. By understanding the forces driving democratic decline and by taking decisive action, we can reverse this trend and renew our commitment to democratic values. The future of democracy depends on the collective efforts of citizens, leaders, and institutions worldwide.